Yeah, welcome back to the firehouse. For some more firehouse reasoning. Yeah, this reasoning will be conducted, I say, by the 9th grade general. The one who carried the rod, I say. Rod is an ancient ancestral thing, I say, you know. Going way back in time, it was known as the Sechem. Well, I say no, you know, because many people can work with a rod still, you know what I mean? But way back, this is coming from the DNA, I say, you know, way back down there in time, the one that carried the rod was always the one who know how to speak the word of correction, as it was then. You know what I mean? This is on the wisdom side of things I'm talking about, you know. So going back to that last reason that I had when I say Africa was conquered then. It was conquered in such a way, like I said, anything that was seen was literally taken away then, you know, and brought away. So they wanted the knowledge, I say, you know. They wanted everything, but I say what they could gather of the knowledge, you know, how they set up kingdom and how the king rule and what the king do and how they crown the king and how they lay out the cities. Like I said, if you look at London or Paris or New York, you will find obelisks there and the design of these places, just like they find when they conquer Africa, I say. But like I'm saying now, they never get the wisdom. You see what I mean? They never knew about the 9th grade general. I've actually seen them, they've gone there and especially with Akhenaten, I've seen them do this claim that he was worshipping the sun. Of course the man was not worshipping the sun. We use the sun as a physical representation of the sun that is within the invisible one. You see what I mean? Because when you see something inside, you have to use things outside to describe, you know? So that's all they was doing. But of course you're not going to know this, like I say, because it's called the old black magic. You see what I mean? So they always, especially like the Arabs, they're terrified of image. They say African draw all heap of image in it, making all kind of masks, it terrifies them. But it doesn't mean anything, it's just a signification that was beyond their comprehension. Just like I say, the sphinx, because it demonstrates the spiritual, so it's half animal and the animalistic, the human and the animal. Well, Napoleon blew off the face because it looked too African. No want anyone to know. But that's all it represents, the animal. You know? So there's always a hidden meaning behind things then, as it was. Which I say the conqueror never quite understand. Now, because he never understand this now, he end up in the land, I say, of vanity. And is now the ruler of this land of vanity. Funny place, the land of vanity. Excuse me. Yeah, the king of vanity. Rule over by some real vain souls that has labeled themselves the elite. And then you have those who are contaminated by this vanity of the elite. We are now in where vanity rule, because vanity is king here now. If you want to be, like I say, recognized then as a beauty, say if you was a black person, as an example, in this land of vanity, for them to accept you as beautiful, like me and my sister in just reasoning, on the subject here now. For you to be accepted as a beauty, you have to straighten your natural kink that the creative energy gives to you. Why would you have to do that? Because you'll have to look as close to a white person to be accepted in the land of vanity. You see what I mean? Or some don't do that. Some like to bleach the skin. But why are they doing it? Because vanity has convinced them. I don't know how vanity managed to do this. But vanity has convinced them that their natural appearance here on earth is either ugly or is not accepted amongst what vanity deems to be beauty then. So if you want a piece of vanity pie, you must adapt the ways of vanity. Now, let's really go into what I call it the nitty-gritty of what vanity is really saying and see if the standard of beauty that vanity set is a genuine one then. You know what I mean? Is it real beauty? You know, what make what vanity say so beautiful then? So vanity see, as an example, a rough example then, a slim figure, and what they call slim figure, nice body, you know, and you know, maybe a chiseled chin and all this blue eye and whatever, straight hair, and that is what beauty is. And there are lots of people who fit this appearance of beauty in the land of vanity. You know what I mean? And make a good living out of it. Because beauty is a trump card in Babylon here, you know. In the land of vanity that I'm saying. You don't have to really, like I say, even have the basic common sense. If it so happen that your body manifests in one of them that Babylon deem, no, not but Mr. Vanity, Mrs. Vanity, that they deem now to fit this criteria that they call beauty, if you know what I mean. So these kind of people, like I'm saying now, the beauty now is if the body fit the criteria, then you are deemed as beautiful. But I'm saying to my friend how me and my friend would reason about it then, that in real reality this is, you don't see this in the land of vanity. Because actually it is the soul is not a body. The soul is actually different from the body. So yes, we have a lot of people here in the land of vanity with what one the eyes. I am not going to deny, even me would look and say that is a nice body. Lord, tell me, I couldn't say the body, you know, because I love bodies, you know. I so say that's a nice body. But in the land of vanity here now, no one realized that actually they are a soul and not a body. Hence the fact now that they are trading on pretty looks. You see what I mean? And then when you examine, like I say, if you was an owl master, you don't even have to be an owl master, I say. You rise up to the 5th level, and here you're going to examine the beautiful in the land of vanity and what they consider beauty. Well, because the soul, because such souls are total inside themselves, are total lunatics. What they would consider beauty now is when they make up themselves and they wear, if they can get the best diamond or gold, whatever it is, and decorate up themselves, you know. They deem themselves to be the most beautiful. And then the men, this is what the women will do, you know. And then the men who are the most vain in the land of vanity now, they find all that attractive and chase that down because they don't know themselves either. You see what I mean? So you have two sets of deluded beings, you know what I mean, who deem themselves to be very beautiful when you can see within they are the most ugly set of soul on the planet. It's kind of funny, you know, that In general, you know, I'm not saying this has happened to every single soul who happened to be in a good-looking body. I suppose it's a chance in it. At least one good-looking soul must know the truth, or a couple then. You know what I mean? But it so happens that the majority of those who deem themselves beautiful are actually ugly and are of the nastiest, selfish type of beings within themselves. You know what I mean? Amongst them you will find jealousy rife, you know, thinking themselves to be the, like I say, the most beautiful. And because we live, as I say, in the land of vanity, where vanity reigns, such good looks, one can use it as they claim to climb up the ladder. Up the ladder of ignorance, of course. Because with trading on those idiocy, you cannot climb up any sensible, you know what I mean? The only way your spirit can be heading is in the direction of ignorance, or into the lower sexual weakness then, you know what I mean? Where one just, the sexual energy take one over then, because one is now trading on this beauty, and you know beauty have an attraction, you know. Yeah, but sometimes what is sweet can be very bitter when it when you digest it, you know what I mean. Well, I myself learned from I say from the experience, you know what I mean. But that is not true beauty. You see what I mean? And how and what beauty is based on down here, I'm telling you, it is total ignorance. Because obviously the people don't know themselves, really. Because they're based in beauty, like I say, on that level, at this level of vanity. And the white man, he's the one that deciding that this is what beauty is. A Chinaman, an Indian, and black man have to try and follow to fit in, as it was. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying, that is total ignorance, innit? Because we don't have black man and white man and Chinaman. That's not what Jack create. Jack create man. You see what I mean? But you ain't going to know this if you're not, you know, you're not wake up. You see what I mean? So when they come into Africa, they never, like, as an example, like I say, know anything about the ways of the 9th grade general. If you know what I mean. They capture as much as they can about the men of knowledge. Because we have great men, our ancestors had great men of knowledge. Yeah, had great men of knowledge, man. More than so. As much of that knowledge they capture are what they could see. So along with Abalis and thing, they capture staff and, you know, started to decorate up themselves and having men like the Pope and all them, Archbishop and all them, man, they carrying some big rad about the area, you know, see me? Because they deem that's, oh yeah, Pharaoh and all them, man, then this must have been where the old black magic was, as it was. You see what I mean? But that's not where it was. I'm telling you, see what I mean? We was masons, that's a master builders, both on two levels, in the seen and in the unseen. So in the scene, they construct pyramid, you know, super building, different, you know. But the 9th grade general was never into constructing building as it was. See what I mean? The 9th grade general construct the house of God and the unseen. You see what I mean? And teach the house of God. You see what I mean? Because the house of God is within all. And all can build this house. You see what I mean? So a 9th grade general wouldn't set up a temple to worship the one, or what you would call God. That temple is already within. You see, and from we speak from the temple that we construct, speak the word of God from the temple of God. You see what I mean? We don't go to a building out there and say, okay, we're going to preach the word from the temple of God. We preach it right from within this temple here. You see what I mean? But the temple, like I'm telling you, it is not built on the outside, you know. So what you see out there, well, I know you're trying to relate it to spiritual and all this, but you'll have to go and consult the men of knowledge, because they are the one who build outside building. Like I say, I am not a builder. The ninth grade general is always one who can't do anything, like I'm saying. You see what I mean? And who have no talent either physically or spiritually. There's no what I mean. Because a ninth grade general is never interested in nothing. I don't know if people can grasp the idea when one is not interested in nothing. You see what I mean? I am not interested in nothing. When I say I'm not interested in nothing, any activity that can go on, you know, physically and spiritually, I'm interested in the ways of the terrible and dreadful one. That's it. You know? So I'm not interested in what I could make and how I could do it, or how I could work magic and whatever. A ninth grade general have no interest. See what I mean? Value nothing spiritually or physically, and is not interested in them. Only thing a general is interested in is what is right and correct for all beings who has ever emerged out of woman. Because when I deal with a ninth grade general, like I tell you, on this vanity level down here, we call the land of vanity. There you find black and white people. I know that. I am not stupid, am I? But what I'm saying, we're not dealing with that because we leave that field long time. In the field that I deal with, we only deal with oneness. There's the in creation, like the one never create. Black and white people is an illusion of your mind that has been created by Mr. Vanity down here. Because in the land of vanity, no light reaches the mind here. You see what I mean? As you can observe in the moon, sometimes it's not really reflecting any light. So it's not all the time, even though we have mind, that this mind is going to reflect light. And in our case, it cannot reflect it unless we clean up the mind. And those in the land of vanity with their racist attitude and their division and separation, that is what contaminate up their mind. So ain't no chance of anyone on that level where Mr. Vanity grip them seeing the truth, is it? You can't. You have to live, like I say, in your little racist attitude way, lacking intelligence. I've heard them even calling people intelligence officer. They're not no intelligence. You are out-intelligent. You see what I mean? People, you decide when you come here, this is a dual world. You have intelligence and it have a shadow called out-intelligence, in and out. So yes, some people are very clever out there about how far it is from here to Venus, and you know, what make up the tree and this and that, and what can make a aeroplane fly and all that, and how to make computer and video this and that, and a smartphone, you know what I mean? But that is out-intelligence. That is not intelligence. For you to be intelligent, you have to know what's going on within yourself, within your being. You have to understand the energies going on within yourself, the positive and the negative, are the workings between the spirit and the mind. Before anyone could, in them times, before you could even be considered as setting off on the journey to inner standing. You know what I mean? To go inner standing, you know what I mean? You have to know how the mind works. Now, if you are living vainly, you're not going to know how the mind works. You probably know nothing about mind. You probably don't on the level where you're studying the brain in it, or physical, because you're just physical in it. So you don't know anything down there. You're just lost and all those things rule you on that level, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know. You think you're better than this one and that one and all that. That's total idiocy, you know. But the amazing thing now, like I tell you about this stupid, vain, sick. As a soul, I would feel like vomit up of how sick and stupid it is. But these vain and sick, disgusting people now can get what they call academic qualification and manage to live comfortable in vanity. And this delude them even more, thinking that they are clever and smart. It makes it harder and harder for a soul to release themselves from out of ignorance. You see what I mean? Because the system of vanity reward their ignorance and puff up what they call their ego to feel even more superior than as it was. You see what I mean? But what I say to any man in the land of vanity, if you ever hear me speaking as a fire, since as you are so clever, you must know some clever beings in this land of vanity who you would like to use to challenge what I am saying. You know what I mean? Or if not, your great masters, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, whoever you worship down in here, that you down here worshiping and bowing down to. Why don't you use them as an example? Because you won't be able to do it. You haven't got the words like I say. So why don't you try and use the words of some dead beings? And try and challenge the words of a fire. Anyone living or dead, I'm ready to challenge them. Because I don't need, like I say, to refer to any book though. Why should I, when I am a 9th grade general, is a farmer that grows lyrics? I can't run out of them. It's like firing bullets. Boop, boop, boop. Or I say the 9th grade general is if God had a bow and arrow and he fired the bow and arrow, I am the tip of the arrow that is going to explode in a boy's face. I might shatter it differently. So I can't run out of lyrics. You see what I mean? I'm only one man. Now you people who are living in the land of vanity and who God is sending angel to an archangel and has sent thousands of prophets or whatever it is, surely one of your high general would like to come and reason with the fire. Or at least try and show me that, you know, listen, what you're saying make no sense at all because our great master said here. No, they can't do nothing, no such thing. Because for a start, like I tell you, the men of vanity believe in things. You see what I mean? So because the men of vanity believe in things, they have to resort to ritual. Because when one believes, one cannot know. Hence, they don't know how to build the house of God. That's why they set up temples and things outside. Because they don't know themselves, do they? And inserting their... what I call sick perverted men that exclude women from any godly establishment that they set up. You can't set up any establishment and exclude women, you idiot. This idiot, as an example, look how stupid he is. He say, as an example, as to how they set up this use, they say, there was some apple tree in the Garden of Eden, and Eve pick the apple and must be go and try Adam eat the apple. Who was weak? Was it Eve or Adam? Because them try blame the woman. Adam would have been the weakling in it. Or the idiot, I say. Because if anything, as according to your story, God created Adam first. In it, in your idiocy. So him tell Adam first, say, don't eat the fruit. So when Eve come with the fruit, make Adam never just tell Eve, say, what you do? You know, you just say, we don't feed that fruit. They go. But because Adam is weak, it shows you the weakness of these men who set up this idiocy. Because they are weak, they eat the apple and contaminate up themselves and try to blame it on women. Oh, that is how sick. When you work out the wriggle of perversion and perverted men, this is how sick these religious idiots are, you know. But I'm telling you, if you cannot break free yourself from the land of vanity And the only way that you're going to break free from the land of vanity is to realize and accept that what you're doing is vain and idiotic, and change those ways, and that will release you. You know, but if you're sticking with the crowd, you will stay vain and you will remain blind. You see what I mean? So, and you won't be able to see the game. Then you get tangled up in, like I say, racism and nationalism and beautiful, and you know, you even believe, like I hear them say, you know, they measure the brain and they think that certain people are more intelligent than certain people. But I'm telling you, I don't care. Intelligent. Not intelligent like I tell you, no. Out-telligent. Because if you ever come to intelligence, you don't know, say, you can't test I and I, you know, or any being who know themselves within, you know. It cannot be tested, it's half the calculation, so. Yeah. And I intelligence is far superior to anyone who have out-telligence. But granted, like I say, I will never be able to make a car or a bike or nothing because I don't have out-telligence. I have intelligence. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have out-telligence. You know, it's a good thing, it enhances life, you know what I mean? But when Mr. Dead come for you, you won't be taking out-telligence with it. No good way you're going. Intelligence will be of use. Like money. It's like a currency where we're going, you know? So rather than a man go and pack up a lot of what I would call, store up a lot of, because we are storing up to bring on. But you store up a lot of unnecessary things that won't be of any use to you on the other side as it was, you know? You see what I mean? Because all the time Mr. Vanity is here, you know. Like I say, this is the world of Mr. Just get up to your tissue, Marius. This is the world of Mr. Vanity and Mrs. Vanity. So all the time they are here, they are not interested. They don't pay any attention to Mr. Death until if somebody maybe dies suddenly in amongst them. When old age start to ravage the body now and wrinkle them up. You see what I mean? That's when they might start. Excuse that. Well, nowadays, they start to facelift and all that, you know, when they start to get scared, you know what I mean? But in the majority of the cases anyway, by the time old age hit on, they become like when a tree grown so long and become set. So they can't really change again. They'll have to die, like go into the next life with the vanity that they have collected, you know, no time to replant the crop as it was or alter anything now, you know, and so they will have to go on with that. But in their own mind, like I'm saying, they are reasoning now that this is what I can't understand with human being. Life is so funny. Sometimes I have to laugh, because I say a man is terrified of dying, yet he cannot die. He's terrified of old age, yet he cannot get old. What people should really be afraid of is life, because life is eternal. Yeah, life is eternal. Trust me. For some souls, yeah, they are actually going to wish that death was a reality, or that it could be a reality, when they are going to find out, dying? Where did you get such idiocy from? We never heard. You cannot die, you know what I mean? You know, whatever you imagine now. And coming back onto this subject, because you keep getting rise about, like somebody who say, oh, God is going to punish and what God is going to do. The people who believe in God think these things about God and what God is going to do and what God is not going to do. But they don't know God, if you understand what I mean. So like a ninth grade general, no. The ninth grade general, back in the days of way down, you never find the ninth grade general up in Egypt. They never venture from the interior, I'm telling you. They come from some little men called the Tours. So it was always hidden within deeper Congo. You know what I mean? Baby, some deeper Congo style. So right down there where the Twas work things out now. The Twas work it as the nine. The little Twa men was the generals. They had reported to their brothers that, watch here, man. God is love. And love never ever deal with punishment. You see what I mean? So how can any one of you earthlings now claim that God is going to punish you? Which God? Must be the one that you believe in. Rastafari, no man. The one that you believe in must be the God that is going to dish out this punishment. But because we as Twa men, I and I as a 9th grade general, don't believe in any God. Just know God. I know that the God of love don't deal with punishment. No punishment at all, man. Just a neutral love that does love. You see what I mean? Yeah, there is things like punishment still. You see what I mean? That's why we have a choice of whether we desire the positive or the negative. And we have what God is so loving that God never decide for us. Like, or even want force us to do good. In His loving mercy, Jah give us the freedom to decide ourselves. You see what I mean? So at the end of one life then, when the mighty general, my virgin, Mr. Death, Mrs. Death, pass through, you know, which it must. And you have to reap whatever it is that you saw while you was functioning in the physical form here. How can anyone say that God is punishing anyone? Where did religious lunatic that operate in the land of vanity for the sake of money get this idea from? The same way you've tarnished the other great master, the devil, that the devil is doing this and the devil is doing that. Because the negative one represents the darkness. Well, I'm going to set you a puzzle here now. Well, I never set the puzzle. I'm just showing it to you as a 9th grade general. That in the beginning, light, that's it, no? The image in the beginning, darkness, and then arise the light. So you see, it was the dark that gave birth to the light. You don't want it that way. The light come out of the dark. So you see, the darkness is the original power. It contains creation. Give birth to creation. So who is God then? Is God the light or the dark? Yeah, one word that one out. You see what I mean? Just, you can stop fearing Satan. That Satan, that darkness within yourself. You only fear that one because you haven't got the light. I tell you. A 9th grade general is fearless. So we can penetrate into the depths of the dark because we have no fear in it. Because we have the light. You see what I mean? So you need God to penetrate God. If you know what I mean. So you see how it work out then, that it turn out that Jah is both the light and the dark. That's summer. Oneness, like I said, who come first, the chicken or the egg? You see what I mean? So, well, that's what I say, you need to understand the whole black magic. That's what the whole black magic is. When you understand the intelligence that is operating within your own being, because this intelligence is within all, it's always been within all, exactly the same. If the mind is not born impure, anyone with a, doesn't matter if the physical body is not fit, because the physical body is not the spirit, is it? If the mind is not impaired, it's work like that. It's a simple thing. It's a matter of choice between the energy of positive and the energy of negative. The energy of positive cannot force you to be positive, and this one cannot force you to be negative. You see what I mean? But how intelligent people would know this? How can they know this if they're busy trying to wrap diamond, gold, silver, ruby, pearl, and is just paying attention to what they would call the physical? So same way how they just chase the material is the same way they can't get past the body. You know? When a man say I love a woman, and the body him love, because next year the body they good for broke down and he look for another body, you know, see. Because him is a vain man anyway and she's a vain woman. You see what I mean? Them don't know what is beyond the body. You see what I mean? That's why I say to myself differently now. If I can't find a woman who knows herself, why put myself with a woman who is blind? Because it's only going to, you know, have enough argument to that. So I might as well just cut off, you know. You see me? Follow them religious man and be a monk, you see me? But although them a lie that they are monk, I not lie, me a monkey too for a while now, see? So if me cannot find a woman like I say who is spiritually awake, then could as well really, because I'm a patient man like I say, so if me can't find one in this life, well, you know, find one in the next. But right now we are got breaks where a woman is concerned. Because if we can't find a woman then who are going to support I and I in the works of fire, speaking the word, supporting that, loving that, you know, you're not in this camp. You see me? Plus, like I say, I have to be so, you know, to work with me you'd have to love the word of God like how fly love shit. You see me? I'm serious thing, man. Because I'm going to say some dangerous thing in it as a general, you know. I have to say dangerous thing. These things might upset the black, the white, the green, the blue. But it doesn't make no difference to a general as long as what the word is truthful. You see me? Because I don't care about nothing else and I care about the truth. Love it, desire it, wish for it, want it. Not only for I and myself, but for all beings who emerge out a woman. Because this is the thing that's going to free them. You see me? The one within thy own self, terrible and dreadful overlord himself, Rastafari. I call it one conscience, you know, like I say, you don't have to call the one Rastafari. It's just that in my passion, then, like I say, I love to refer to the one as that. But you can refer to God in whatever term you so desire. You see what I mean? But what I'm saying still, if you don't make connection with this one, and you cannot make the connection anyway until you clean up, because like I told you over and over in every reasoning that I man deliver, the light will not enter a dirty mind. The light cannot clean up a dirty mind either. You see what I mean? And like I said, the devil cannot contaminate your mind. Only your own action can contaminate up your mind and stop the light coming in. You see what I mean? So now you as a soul must recognize that you are living in a wrong way and correct those ways for the light to enter. Same thing that I've told believers, because I am a, like I say, old general. So believers are only people now who has not seriously gone about making correction then. Mean they have some faults that they're not attending to. You know? At the back of your garden there, yeah? So what you want to do is go in the back of your mind and root out these negative thoughts. And this will release you from belief. Because it's your wrong action that has led you to believe things. You see no? Seriously, that's how it works. To know, you have to let go of all them kind of things, all them kind of belief, and you know. And no, you can't believe that God sends some prophet, you know. Well, put it this way as a 9th grade general then, you know. I don't look down on no man because I know that I'm better than no man, like I tell man before. But in the same sense, I look up to no man because I know no man is better than me. All must look the fire directly in the eye as a fire that come out. Don't care who you is. You could be the archangel, whatever, you know. Don't bow. You never find a 9th grade general is not interested in bowing. Or if you find anyone bowing, you know, take them down from that position and put them on a level, because we don't deal with bowing. We don't deal with superior being. I am a being that no being can be superior to. We're not interested in superior, you know, you can't be superior anyway, because there's no way under God's Son any soul anywhere in creation can be superior to the one that I know personally as a general. So that's why I don't deal with superior. I'm not interested in it. You know? No. A being, no soul. You know? I'm not interested in blood clot angel and how bright them light is. Because a truth and right side deal with. That's what I'm interested in. What is truthful, what is honest, what is the right thing for a soul to do and to desire. You know? How those things make you happy and glad within, you know? Because it's right and truthful. That's what I'm interested in. You see what I mean? That's what I work for. You see what I mean? Now, I don't believe, like I say, you know, as a general, the one that carry the stick or speak the word of correction, is not none of those, like I tell you, that we feel God. And there's nothing wrong, like I was reasoning myself with my brethren before about feeling God. Because true feelings, man, come to the right thing anyway. You see what I mean? Because one can feel the one. True hearing as well. You see? Many souls have teach through feelings or hearing. But like I was saying to myself, well, I will tell you the world then. What you want to do, right, is study your literature and your history. Well, these would have, if there was one down in Africa, they would have burned it anyway. But you know, say, our ancestors know the general. But study your literature and history and your great masters and see if any one of them, well, we speak the truth just the same, you know. But see if any one of them tell you about the one that is within directly the high general. And declare themselves to be a 9th grade general. They couldn't have done because the one never returned then. One returning now. You see what I mean? This is a strange process that you will never be able to grasp until we leave out of the physical. You see what I mean? But like I tell you, anyway, whether you want to grasp it or not, I ain't teaching a belief system. And I is a destroyer of belief system, you know. Just like us, religion is a in and out. We destroy the out and reveal what is in. Man is a in and out. Destroy him body and reveal the one spirit that is within the body. So we always ignoring the out, always destroying the out to get to the in. Now we're dealing with the in. The inner. What is behind the appearance of things? You see what I mean? So what is behind the appearance of all bodies? A spirit. What color is the spirit? Like the breath, you know? So everything is a oneness. It just appears, like I say, in diverse forms. But vanity is going to blind you seeing this. You see what I mean? So when you are busy straightening out your hair or bleaching, you know, or following the ways of Mr. Vanity trying to fit in, because he set the standard of what beauty is for you. Neither you nor him can know yourself, you goddamn idiots. I say, you become the lowest form of beings. the lowest form of intelligence. And at the same time, like I say, you get deluded because you can be highly educated in it. Because I see the shits them speaking, they are highly educated, speaking refined words. You see what I mean? But as stupid as you can find and as vain as you can find. You see what I mean? Because I'm an old master, see them. When, it's awful when you see no one like ugliness. So imagine if you can see an ugly soul. But at the same time it's masquerading. It is so deluded that it imagines to itself that it is so beautiful. Not even realizing, that what it thinks it's beautiful, the body, in a little while shall be wrinkled up, and either worms or the fire shall consume that. You know how many dead men I've seen in the coffin? Hey, this week here was at my uncle's funeral. Enough, man. Yeah, there was once in the body there going on, No doubt I think they was handsome and beautiful and, live up that now. And here you are, a day come when you see them in the coffin there, dead as blood clot, man. No more movements, man. I love funerals. I like to see the end of man. If I have my way, me go to all funeral, man. And rock some rhythms. Bam, bam, bam. Hey, you don't know this story as well. Well, I hear this story. I reckon it's true. That long ago down there in deep Congo, see, when people when we had a new birth, everyone cried. The reason for the crying now, they know that the child had to go. Life was a difficult thing, to know oneself. The struggle of life up and down, and wondering if this child is going to make it against the elements out there, in the land of vanity. Cry. And when the child died now, that's when people would all rejoice and laugh and be happy and have a grand party and run some rhythm like I'm running here, because we know the soul has been released from out of this struggle. But now people are crying when people die as if they want them to stay in the land of vanity, and them do. But the only people who are crying and lamenting themselves are those people who believe in death. Because at least, how can you be so stupid anyway? Because if a man die and he's gone somewhere, or even if you think him not gone nowhere, him gone a grave, you will be going there yourself soon, What's all this lamentation about? Just ease yourself down and live life. You know what I mean? Don't need to be terrified, But like I say, in my way of seeing things, Ninth Grade General knows that now. That's the stupidity for beings to be fearing death when death is not a reality. It's his life. I'm not saying you shouldn't fear, Hear me now, I'm not saying you shouldn't fear, you should. But not death, life. And the type of life you're going to live, Because you have to reap what you sow. No, it's a law within the universe, trust me. We know this in Congo from generation and generation. I have it right here in my DNA. Linkage going back to Congo. You see that from we know that long time. You know what I mean? It's not like, don't forget, because we are the generals. You could never trick us like the outside men come and say that God sent. Because God is with us already. We know the terrible one. So no one could trick us and say, oh, God sent and send his prophet or his son. Because you know that is a man of vanity. A very crude one, not a smart one either, you know what I mean? Some of them go on to be clever, but those are definite idiots. They could never approach them. That's why they just stay on the outer out there. They wrap the outer. They never penetrated the inner. You can, how could you? There's the inner saying that God sent. When we know as being an ancestor from a long time, God can't send. You are already here. You are here to make a child. Well, you are here to either know God or don't know God. If you don't want, that's your choice. Up to you. Innit? Well, God can't send anyone to do anything, and God don't send. God Jah is neutral. It is one who must choose Jah. And then when you decide that you would like to be positive, then God will teach you the ways of God. Simple as that, isn't it? Well, if you don't do it, you can't learn. You see what I mean? If you decide to be vain, you can't learn. If you live in nations, you can't learn. If you decide to be racist against me, you will never learn. If you live in the universe, 3,000 billion eternity. You see what I mean? You can't learn. Your eyes never open. Your eyes will never open until you see that I am an equal being, full of shit just like you. That's it. That's another thing I can't understand. Like when we come down to the shit now, all these humans are full of shit. In the land of vanity, whether you vain or not, we all carry this stinking shit that we dispose of in our toilet. You know what I mean? And yet some of these idiots now, because they have some diamond and I don't know, here they own yacht and Ferrari, that's private, some paper now. Because they can undress up in the best. These shits always end up thinking that they are better than other shit. How can shit be better than shit? I can't never figure. I swear to God, I could never ever figure this out. But in the land of vanity, this kind of behavior is what is going. That's what rule the norm. Because no one there have intelligence. They have outintelligence. Go college and learn whatever they learn, and if they make something, people say they're clever, and they have a way of giving them a piece of metal, an award, and this, as they say, this would open more door in the house of ignorance for them. So they can live a bit. So they love these kind of things, you know what I mean? If a man, hey, the other day, look how they go on in the land of vanity now. It's just totally mad. There was some story in the paper that the biggest movie in America was about some sniper that the American have that kill 165 people in there. Only 2 days after that, the British have a story in the paper boasting that no, quite frankly, my chap, we have a killer here who was murdered over 173, and he's actually the deadliest murderer we have in there. We've trained him to perfection to kill his fellow human being. You see what I mean? So they're actually that man there can be a hero, Not can be, he will be a hero. Books will be written about him. Why? Because he killed 173 of his, today that is. He must still be in the army, they're killing people. You know what I mean? That's gone to him. The people that he works for, the devils that he works for, has convinced him that he's eliminating the enemies. You know what I mean? So he will spend his life clocking up kills, and at the end of his kills, I don't know what they have over here, George Cross or something, some gang they call it. They give him some metal, and he earned a certain respect. So in the land of ignorance, you can have seen people earn respect because they have big breasts. The women, and they never had the big breasts before either, But lately here now in the land of vanity, you can implant big breasts. And I've seen women getting respect for having big bottom. You don't have to have no sense at all. You can be a dummy, As long as if you got big breasts and big bottom, you can be a star. That alone is enough to elevate you then. In the land of vanity to in some case superstardom, the vain call it, you know what I mean, where start to acquire a lot of paper, money, And a lot of vain other souls who are caught up in vanity now look on you as an idol, what do they call it, a role model. So you can be a role model for ignorance. In fact, a lot of people are role models for ignorance, and ignorance makes sure that they reward such a one lavishly with more ignorance and gangs and knighthoods and them give them the freedom of cities and I don't know, all kind of things that really mean nothing apart from, well, it means something to the ignorant outside, but inside no, they haven't scratched inside. So that means they could live their whole life just being intelligent without ever realizing that there was actually intelligence within themselves, if you know what I mean. So there you go now. You have a man that some group of other human beings have caught him. They never caught him really. He volunteered. They set up some organization to train people to kill, called the army, claiming that they protect. Mad people use it anyway. Anyway, this man volunteered. From he was a younger man to join this institution. The purpose of this institution now is to actually, what I call with them, kill the self and uplift the ego then, you know what I mean? So they train him how to shoot straight and, you know, and how it's he's eliminating the target or the not another human, you know, probably call it the target or whatever, and train him. And eventually now they've put him in a situation where he can fulfill all this training. You see what I mean? So he would have killed them, all them 173 people, and actually believe in himself, like they train him to believe, that he is doing this in a good cause. Because the people that he works for, his government, his army, their intention is good because they are good people. He won't realize that he's been trained by lunatics themselves. He's a lunatic, they're a lunatic, their organization are run by lunatics because it's all operated in the land of vanity. And the beings of vanity cannot organize and do anything that is of any benefit to one's soul. Everything that they do and organize is of a disadvantage and of a way of keeping one's soul in prison. You see what I mean? They're not going to do anything that is going to enlighten you. If I'm keeping souls in prison, I'm not going to do anything that is going to enlighten the soul. You know what I mean? I'm going to do everything that will keep the soul in ignorance. That means keeping them fed with a steady dose of any form of outbred religion. That's a good way of dumbing down the mind. I say when you keep people fed on an outbred religion, then that's a good way of keeping them so that they don't have to actually think for themselves. You see what I mean? But if you can get them to swallow up the bullshit that you are telling them, you know what I mean? All you have to do is explain to them that God said it. You know what I mean? If you tell these people that God said it, they will swallow anything. You know what I mean? They are not going to say it to you. So how come God said it then, but He's not saying anything now? You know, is he a God that only works sometime as it was? You know, why did He send so many prophets, say, as an example, 2,000 years ago, and stop sending prophet now, even though men has gone more sick, vile, wicked? Now is the time that Moses should appear, I say. Because Moses could stop the tank and the gun with his rod. And people would definitely see, because we could Google it. The whole world would wake up instantly. But now we're not seeing any Moses, because Moses never did. The story of Moses, like I tell you, never happened. There was no man called Solomon. All the story that he's telling you about, the man of knowledge, is what he steal when he overrun that part of Africa. and he now just write stories and use what he steal and say Moses. For a start, this is how stupid his stories. Moses was brought up in Egypt. In Egypt we had, well, it was 142 command. It's not even a commandment. Saying of the Mahat. It's cut down to 42. We're saying, I have not stolen, I have not gone with man wife, I have not. Moses then, as a man who was schooled in Egypt then, would have known all this, wouldn't he? So how come he's gone up Mount Sinai, same place in Egypt now, and God is giving him a 10, saying, thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that. You know what I mean? That was so stupidness, isn't it? When he should have already known. Because nothing never go like that. It's them writing a story into something that they never exists in their reality. If you know what I mean. That's all. When Moses is parting all the Red Sea and all them kind of thing, nothing don't go like that about. What kind of stupidness about man part? That, can you see that is just a story? You know, you go to movies now and read enough book and realize, you know the fancy things, don't you, like Harry Potter and that. So why do you believe a story when you hear that Moses part the Red Sea? I hear it on question time even this morning, and question time that a woman says, yes, Jesus walk on water, you know. Yeah, she believe it, that's what she said. But of course she never know she's believing it. And believe that Jesus wake up Lazarus from the dead as well. Now, I will not discount that one can wake up one from the dead, you know. That is from the spiritual dead. But when him dead, like as I go to no funeral, when a man dead, no one can wake him up. Him dead. So him now wake up again. You could be the greatest spiritual master who ever come out of woman. Because no matter how great you are as a spiritual master, death run here. And when death say a man is dead, the man dead. So you can't wake him up. But most people who are walking are already dead anyway, mentally, spiritually. Now these idiots you can wake up if they listen to counsel. You could meet a man and reason with him and the man think, yeah. And that trigger his wake up. So yeah, you can help then in waking up one from the dead. But you can't wake up a dead body from the dead. When that dead, that dead. You see what I mean? So when a man says Jesus wake up Lazarus, well, Jesus never real anyway. Lazarus don't real. You know what I mean? Those are just figment. You know what I mean? Man write things in the Bible and say God said. God don't talk to anyone private because God is talking to all within already, innit? Why would God come and tell a man, say, hey, write down that thing I'm a brethren because I say so? God cannot say because God is not making any choice here, is he? If God was a man. God have to keep, if God was a man, you know what God would have to keep him blood clot mouth shut and keep blood clot silent. Because it's nothing to do with him what we do. If him never want we to go on this way, he should not give us free choice. Then we couldn't have done it. But since as God has given us free choice, that means God cannot interfere in our choice. So if I decide to tell God to fuck off, God must take it and shut the fuck up. That's if God was genuine and really God, you know what I mean? He would have to take my insult. Because I have the freedom to do so, because he gave it to me. So from God has given me the freedom to decide. What need of God to come here saying, oh, I want you to do? Oh, you mean you want me to do? You can't want me to do anything, God. You see what I mean? It must be what I want, what I desire. So anything I do is not what God wants. Who tell you that God wants? You hear about God want you to worship God. Who tell you that God was a gigantic ego desiring your worship? Now if I desire to worship God in my way, that's me and God business. I will worship and say what I want to God. You know, but don't make it out as if it is some desire of God. God have no desire. And the same way with the devil. Don't make out that the devil have any desire and is looking for any this and that in create. The devil have no desire. All the desires are with you. It's time for you to wake up and take responsibility and flee from the land of ignorance. Anyway, like I say, if you want to stay down here in the land of vanity, where I tell you, in the land of vanity, the white man, as to how they divide up people into black, white, this and that, he is the ruler of the land of vanity. If you want to stay there, straightening your hair, bleaching yourself, fighting to try and get equal rights, and you can do it because you never will. Because he is lost and you are lost. You see what I mean? Because you both following the same bullshit. You know, no different from each other. Anyway, because we've been counseling in the land of vanity, I'm going to reel out, fade out, and reach you the next reasoning, where we'll return to the land of vanity, because vanity is king. Rastafari, live it and reign it in the heart of all. Fire out.